Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Christina and I am a fashion reseller on the Poshmark app. You can find me on Instagram at little.black.hanger. You can also find me on Poshmark at littleblackhanger without the vowels. Today, as you can see by the title, I'm going to be following 1,000 people on Poshmark just to see what happens. I love doing these little experiments and you guys seem to like them as well. About a month ago, I did a video where I shared my closet every 15 minutes for 8 hours straight. I will leave that video linked right here if you want to click on that and go watch it. But today we're just going to follow 1,000 people and just see what happens. We'll be sure and let you know peaks in followings and peaks in shares and a peak in sales if there is any. So let's get started.
So I'm going to be tracking by the 100. So I'm going to follow 100 people first, write down whatever happened, and then so on and so forth until we get to 1,000. And then I will do a conclusion. So let's get to it.
So the first round of followings was 100 followers and I started that at 147. I'm going to give it 10 minutes in between each and see what happens, like to see if I get like an increase in followers, an increase in shares, etc., etc. So at 147, I followed 100 people. Going to give it 10 minutes and we'll follow another 100 people.
So as you can see, there was a spike in followings right here, just a little one, but I do want to see if it's because I followed them or not. So let's see. Okay, that one I did follow. All right, the next one I didn't follow. Next one didn't follow either. See, this one didn't follow. And this one I did follow. So just something to think about. 2 out of 5 of those I actually did follow, and 3 of them I hadn't followed, they just followed me. So a little something to note. So we are at the halfway mark. I just did 500 at 227. So I just want to let you guys know my strategy kind of. I am switching like back and forth between different categories of users. So there's a new closets category, a just joined category, and a Poshmark ambassadors category. So I've been going, just randomly with that just to see the difference that it makes, if it makes any. So far, no sales. The peak of following was at 200. And that was just joined members, and then there was a peak in shares at 300 with just joined. So far just joined is producing the most amount of activity, but I will check in with you guys more and let you guys know when we get to 1,000. So I just finished my 1,000 follows and the numbers are in. I gained 28 followers, 19 of those were just follows and 9 were follow backs, meaning that I followed them first and they followed me back. 13 shares and 0 sales. So not a ton of activity, but we do see a little bit of a pattern The most shares came after I followed some Just Joined closets and some ambassadors closets. The most follows after I followed Just Joined closets and ambassadors closets as well. We did see a little peek right here to note after new closets. So I would say that when you're following, do a lot of following of Just Joined and also ambassadors. Ambassadors had the most follow back ratio, so people that followed me back I noticed were Poshmark ambassadors, which makes sense because that's what we're told to do as Poshmark ambassadors, so that makes total sense. But I did see a lot of activity with Just Joined as well. And I think following Just Joined closets is also really important because they're most likely to click on your closet, and those are most likely going to be customers. So I think that's something to keep in mind. Following is important, obviously, because you want to grow your own following. Because the more people that follow you, that's the more eyes on your closet, that's the more shares when you're sharing, and that equals more sales. Is this number super, super important? Obviously not. As we can see here, it didn't bring a whole lot of activity, but it does help a little bit. So I'm glad I did this experiment. I did want to note that I did no other activities on Poshmark while I was doing that experiment. I only followed people. I didn't share or anything like that. So I only followed people. I think it was a great experiment. In my opinion, I think sharing is a lot more important than following. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't be following other poshers and that, you know, it doesn't help, but I just feel like sharing helps a lot more. So do both, but I would say, in my opinion, I would put sharing at the top of my priority list and follow as I go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. If you did, please be sure and give it a thumbs up. Also leave a comment down below. What are your thoughts, your opinions? Let me know. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I put new videos out every Tuesday and Friday, and I will see you guys on Tuesday. Bye.